What's good, everybody? It's Donnie B.GotDaBeats, man. We live on 2 Blue West here with myself, my brother Nick Baker. Nick, what's going on with you, brother?
What's good, bro? All is good. Ready to get it in?
All right. All good in Oaktown, eh?
Absolutely.
All
The
right,
bay,
all
the
right.
bay is real chill today. The bay is cool. The weather is good. The breeze is blowing. All things are good.
Indeed. So today's guest, we got one of the dopest MCs and recording artists. Sorry, not MCs, but recording artists out of the DMV. This sister's been doing her thing for as long as I can remember, man. Wears a lot of ads, but she does her thing every time she touches the microphone. Ace Ono, how you doing, sister?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Okay.
All
What's
is
good?
good. All is good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Definitely excited about getting this interview going. So I always say at the beginning of this, we don't do no shucking, we don't do no jiving. We get right to the takeoff. So, question number one: Who is Ace Ono?
Ace Ono. So Ace Ono is more like it's a mixture of myself, just Allison Carney, um, along with years and years and years of experience. So I took my artist name, Allison Carney. I had been through a lot of stuff in the DC area, and I just decided that it was attached to too many things that I didn't want to be attached to. And my nickname since I was a kid has been Ace. My best friend gave me that nickname. And so I decided I was called that almost every day anyways. And so just like not by the public. And so I was like, Ace works. And then Ono for love. Like I'm a love-based human being. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I love it. Right. So, next question. How
Yeah.
did you get started in music?
Rather emotional story, actually, really simple but emotional. My grandmother, who just passed this year, she was 99 years old. She passed in June.
Yeah.
So a good life, such a cycle of life. But she, in her living room in River Terrace, DC, took a cassette player out and I guess heard me in the house, I guess days before that. But she and my grandfather, I was 3 years old, they put me in the middle of the, in the middle of the living room and had me sing a hymn, My Hope is Built. And I sang it perfect pitch. I had memorized it apparently at 3 years old. And my grandmother said she was going to be a singer. And that was the end of that.
set the tone. Say, this is what it's gonna be. That's it, and that's all it
It's
is.
what it's gonna be, and like it's there've been other dreams, I guess, but like yeah, no, like I don't really have like it's kind of just like what I do.
Nice.
Doing
Kind of a
well
second,
too.
second part of that, like you said, she heard you sing, and it was like, okay, she's a singer. When did you know, like, I'm different? Like, this gift I have isn't like everybody else. Like, this is different.
I was 6 years old. Um,
6.
I just kids will separate you from them if you're different, and I was different in all of the ways except the ways that get you acceptance with kids. So I looked okay. You know what I mean? And I had fun stuff. You know what I mean? Like I had the toys or the candy or whatever. But I was a weirdo kid, with a gift that I walked around singing all the time, and I was very like artsy all the time. But I always fit in for all intents and purposes, like whatever that means. In my mind, I always fit in. So looking back on my childhood, it's like it's what I've always done and what I've always known to do, and I've always been different and you say talented, Nick, and I know that you are as well. But it's different. It's like you don't think of it as a positive when you have a gift at a young age. So when you said that, I was like, ugh, because it didn't ever feel good. It wasn't like kids were nice to you because of it. It was just like, music class. I bet Allison's gonna get the solo. It's like, I'm sorry. Like, drama. Allison's gonna get the part. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it never. As a child, it didn't feel good.
That's a
Were
good
you-
point. Like, go
No,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go
Doc.
ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Did I answer that question right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You answered it
absolutely.
fine.
Go
No,
ahead.
it was
Donnie.
good. I wanted to ask with regard to just not changing the subject, but kind of really honing in on. Did you have like a moment of clarity where you always wanted to be a singer, right?
Yeah.
But to do it professionally, did you have like one of those? Because I did. As a recording artist, I did myself, and I was like, I remember the moment that I saw it, and I had it. I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So, is it that you just really went from like you said at a young age singing, and then just carried you through, or did you really one day have a you know what, I'm going to do this, and this is going to be the business for me, and so forth, so on.
Nothing else fits. Like literally, like I mean, I've had tons of me. I have had tons of jobs, I've had tons of things, and my career spans across different facets of all of these beautiful markets that we have out here. But it just kind of like it just fits, And it's interesting because I'm not famous. Like I'm not. I've been doing this longer than a lot of people that we know. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't made a huge name for myself like across all over the world or anything. But it doesn't matter, in my opinion, because when I do other things, this is missing. That like that it calls you. There's a And some of us are lucky that if it calls us, we can answer the call both on the business and the artist side. I am a quintessential artist.
Right.
It takes me out of my sleep. It calls me away from, I'm in the middle of a dinner date, and I'm like, I have to go. And people are like, what? And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, and I can't even explain this to you. Like, I have to go. Like, I have to go.
Right.
And people are like, what the hell? And you're like, I don't really know what to tell you. It's just that I can't sit here and talk to you anymore because your voice is blocking the sound of what I need to hear in my head. Like, very. But that's not normal. That's not like a normal thing to say to a human being that isn't in your industry. So, there was never a point at which there's glue on my fingers and I'm feeling it off. I was doing an art project. There's never a point at which I said, oh yeah, I want to be a singer. But when I'm asked that question, you say, oh yeah, I've always wanted to be a singer because that's the answer. But it's just that it just always was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
And I know the funny thing is if you follow Ace on IG, it's moments of creativity that you share, which is some of the dopest things. But it'd be like it can be 2:30 in the morning and she grab the mic and just share this creative moment, and it feels like so natural, at least from the outside looking in. It just like it is what it is. It's just coming out. It's super organic. So I feel like what you're saying makes sense.
And that's, I think, been my detriment and my strength. Because I don't have this need, so I don't even know when the quarters are. I've been in the industry my whole life. I don't even know when I don't even know when they are. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense to people. I have no clue when those fucking quarters are because it's just not on my radar. I'm not dropping maybe I should pay more attention, but I'm not dropping a product to get these numbers up for this amount. I'm dropping the project because I couldn't sleep for 6 months, and I want to be able to go to sleep, and then maybe I can help somebody else sleep too. That's literally how I am when it comes to my art.
Got it.
I probably get more the
other way. Okay, that's what's up.
So let's talk about your creative process when recording. I've had the chance to be able to see you in the studio and watch you work. It was a while ago, but I just want you to talk about your creative process when it's I'm in the studio about to create something. What does that look like?
Well, first I'm going to ask, I'm going to do what you're not supposed to do. Was I weird back then too when I was recording? Did I do weird stuff?
Well, look, as an artist, it was amazing to watch to me. I didn't find it weird. It was more like you were just hold on, I hear another part. And then you were like, hold on, I hear another part. And it was just, it came out so amazing. And I was just like, wow, that it's rare. It's rare to see somebody go in and be able to just pull it out of the air and like be able to go in and hit it with the pitch. And like, yeah, it was an amazing thing for me to see, but I don't know if anyone else feels it may be weird. Like, I don't know. It's
no, I have things that I do sometimes, so I don't know. So my process is really basic for the most part. My rule is speed. Like if I go, so when I go in with an engineer that I've never worked with before, the first thing I say is I'm like, "Hi, I'm Ace." This is very like I'm like, "Hi, I'm Ace." And like, "Hey." They expect like this very docile voice, it's something very small to come out. Like they aren't expecting me to have any direction or know what I want to do. And the first thing I say is I need you to make 8 tracks. It's probably going to be like 16, but I need for you to make like 8. And I need for them to be stacked like basically like they're going to be in pairs. I mean, I literally tell them, I go in and I say, they're like, oh no, like I'll make it. I'm like, no, I'm telling you this now because I hate space between takes. Like I can't deal with it. Because my brain is working, and I say this not to be offensive, and it might come across offensive. I'm like, I'm faster than you. But that's you can't say it like that. But you're like, I'm faster than you, so I need for you to accommodate that by preparing for me. You know what I'm saying? That way, either your artist, or the artist that you have coming in the room can get the best out of me. Because if I have to wait, because every engineer has their own process, right? So if I have to wait for your process, you're messing with mine. So and it's like moods, you know what I mean? It's like a moody kid, you know. It's like if I'm not in a good mood, you can't get from me what you need. So my process, speed and comfort, like just to kind of like umbrella it. If I'm at home, there are flowers everywhere. There are good smelling things. There's probably weed. You know, I don't like to smoke while I record, but I will if I can't. If I need, when I say need, if I need a different headspace, or body space for that matter, because sometimes it's a body high. You know, like depending on what your headspace is. But I try not to include any substance at all when I record. There are times when I'm laying on my back on the floor, on the cold floor. Like I would prefer it over a rug. There's something about just being on the ground that, for whatever reason, it just helps me. Like it's like almost like my brain, like it's colder, it like makes more sense. You know, I don't know. It's like I tell my head anything. But in the studio, it's speed, comfort, and quality over quantity. I don't like a lot of people in the room. I think that artists tend to have entourages and all that stuff. And like, I think that would be really cool. I've never really had one of those. I think that would be cool if I was going to an event. But when I'm in the studio, like I will ask like everyone to leave because I don't think that everyone needs to be in there. I'm a believer in energy. And so I think that sometimes people will change the energy of your stuff, or they'll change the energy of the room. And I think that there aren't enough people that I understand the impact they can have on your music. I mean, like, you know how like it's like demon time. Like demon time is real. You know what I mean? So like you're in the studio and there's energy in the studio that isn't for you. It's in your music. It's frequency. Like it's like undeniable science. So like please get out.
Right.
No.
So my process,
I love it.
That's super real. Like, yeah, no, that's real. Like, especially the energy thing. Like, I think it takes people time to figure it out and like figure out what works for them. But like, I've definitely been in a space where, you know, tried to record something with a bunch of people in it and listen back, and it's like, oh, that's okay. Go back in the studio, nobody's there, and re-record it. Exactly.
I mean, I think about it like this. When I step out of my house, when I'm dressed, hopefully I'm at my best, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, like people are looking at me. I don't want y'all watching me take a shower. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is sexy, about cleaning your butt. Everyone has to do it, but it's not anything I want you to look at. Like I don't want you to, and I probably won't do a deep clean if someone's staring at me. I'm gonna be cutesy about it. You know what I'm saying?
Be a little dirt left on it. That's real. That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you get down to the nitty gritty, it's such a weird analogy, artist brain. But but it's like I'm not going to do my best if you staring at me cleaning up my kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me eat my food. Eat my food. You don't need to watch me cleaning the kitchen.
Right.
In fact, there's too many of you in here. Get out.
No, that's real.
That is.
All right, so let's talk about performing. What are some of your most like memorable performances?
A performance in Japan I had many years ago. It's actually my most memorable performance to date. Do you remember the scene in Selena when you've seen the movie, the Jennifer Lopez movie, where she goes out on the stage because equipment isn't working, the sound isn't working, and she shuts down this crowd with just her voice.
Mm-hmm.
And they're done that. And it was I was in Japan, and there were probably like 20,000 people in the audience. And I had to go out and sing, what did I sing? Of all things, Sweet Thing, because the sound equipment wasn't working. And so your acapella and amphitheater-esque place with a bunch of Japanese people and Americans, and you don't really know what's about to happen, and you open up your mouth, and 2 seconds later, people are booing, because you're late to start, and 2 seconds later, the crowd is like, when I say like a total hush, like it was almost like someone said, shh, and everyone was like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like it was the most surreal feeling that I was able to do that with my voice that God gave me, and no microphone and no nothing. And I don't know how far Black people could hear or what the echo factor was of the acoustics, but the whole place shut itself up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so that's like one of my most memorable. The other one, most memorable or best? So those are different.
Let's go with memorable.
Okay, the other one would be I was performing with Maya. I sing background for Maya, and we were in Uganda, and our show was timed. Our lighting, the lights, DJ, video, everything was programmed out to the second, and we knew the show. The show started, lights didn't go up. We could hear the video, but we couldn't see it. From where we were standing, we weren't supposed to be able to see it anyways. But there were no lights. And there were no lights until about 45 seconds into the show. And so it was just one of those moments where you're like, I don't know what the fuck is happening, and I don't know what's going to happen when the lights come on. You know what I mean? Because like you're there for a purpose, and like you don't want to mess up sitting behind this person. But when without a hitch, I probably would get in trouble for even telling this story because the crowd didn't know. Like nobody knew what was going on. We were just all freaking out on stage. Like oh my god, like grabbing each other. You know what I mean? But the mics were high. So it's like, what you guys see. I mean, you are different. You guys are both going to perform, but what the audience sees versus what we do, to me, like that's what makes the really memorable performance. Like I know that like the bottom of my shoe got stuck in the stage, and I almost went flying. You know what I'm saying? I almost died, but like y'all don't know that,
Right.
Or like so and so's zipper broke, and like their whole butt crack was out the whole show, but like y'all don't know, like like stuff like that.
They'd be like, oh, she meant to do that. That was a fashion statement.
Oh my god! No, I mean, like what happens? Like you guys know what it is. Like I think what makes the performance great, or even memorable, is that we get to be there.
Right. Yeah, that's real. All right, so look, I went to your page and grabbed a couple clips of some performances. I just want to see, like, look at it, tell me what you think. I also like shamelessly wanted to be able to showcase your voice because like it's an amazing voice. So,
it's amazing.
Let's see what we got. What's the first one, Donnie? What we got?
Here we go. Yep. There's that.
Tell me about it.
So that was the DC Lovezilla concert at Howard Theater. One of my most memorable shows. Not any particular year, but I was part of a group called The Players, led by John Lane and Munch. And it was 10 years of my life that, that particular performance, I had written a song called Lifetime off from a Dilla beat that Authentic rapped on, like the whole thing for us. But that performance reminds me of a time in life where I just cut my hair off, dyed it red, like it was a time in my life where I just felt on top of the world. That particular performance, if you notice when I walk forward, my feet were moving. So like we had been on stage for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. But like with rehearsals and then like sound check and then like artist perspective. But the Villa shows themselves were like 3 hours long. And so I'm on stage wearing like 4, 5 inch heels. And my left foot, I'll never forget it. My left foot had a blister. And it was just like, bleh, it's like gushing in my shoe. And I was just like, okay.
Hey, the things that like
I was like tiptoeing in my shorts.
Mary J.
I was Mary J all day.
Gotta make it work. Do what you gotta do, right? Like the things that artists go through, people just don't know to still like shine on stage. Crazy. All right, we got one more.
All of the hope that the present has facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Give us our flowers, protect Black women, Black Lives Matter.
Yes. Talk about it.
So, I work with a political action and community action entity called Long Live Dogo here in Washington, D.C. And, well, it's worldwide. But anyway, and that particular day, we had a protest. I think that Black Lives Matter Plaza will be ended up at 14th and U. And that particular day was a give us our flowers type of day where I had gotten a friend of mine had sent me thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of flowers to give away to the community. Men especially is what I wanted it for. But and for me, protect Black women. Yeah, I said everything. Protect Black women. Give us our flowers, like all those different things. We keep us safe. Because I feel as Black people, we don't get honored in life the way that we deserve to be. And so when I was singing that song, they asked me to sing our anthem, our meaning as people of color, meaning Black people, specifically, lift every voice and sing. It touched me that day. It was just like, a lot was going on in the government, and what I was feeling was we were being seen because, Black people were being seen everywhere. We weren't being seen. And so I wanted, I was giving flowers to more men that day. And I remember right after I sang that, I gave a handful of flowers to a guy that I saw. He was like, "What you giving me? What are these for?" Like, don't give me this. Don't give a girl this. I said, "No." I said, "These are for you." I said, "God made these for you too, baby." I said, "They're not just for women." But there's no definition of flower that says only give to a woman. I give men flowers all the time, and that particular day, like in my personal life. And so that particular day, I was singing about hope and light and community. That's on a truck, on a flatbed truck.
Hey, do what you gotta do though. Like, listen, y'all watching and y'all don't follow, man, go follow Ace Ono page right now because there's plenty of moments where you're shutting down places on the back of a flatbed truck, or just showing up and being like taking over a space. Like, yeah.
Team Long Live Go-Go pulled up to Mitch McConnell's house at whatever time in the morning. I will never forget. We pulled up to that man's house and started playing go-go music on like C Street. It was the wildest. Imagine subs on C Street in DC, where all the politicians live. We was out there cranking. It was crazy.
Stage is a stage, regardless.
Those are moments that you just can't recreate. Like great moments, great moments. All right, so we already know you're an amazing vocalist. Let's talk about who you think are other amazing vocalists. Who are your top 5 vocalists, male or female? And they can be, past too.
Vocalist. Okay, so I saw this question. They sent me the question. I have such a hard time with this question because I like different artists for different reasons. So vocals are hard for me, and it's gonna sound very, very icky because of how I sing. This is very icky. Please don't hate me, guys. It's hard for me not to appreciate when I'm in tune with. I have to be careful. A good vocal. So it's not just about like I don't just listen to what my ear likes. Unfortunately, I'm stuck, and it sucks. I'm stuck listening to good versus bad vocal. So I'm not going to answer your question exactly, but I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
For instance, I love Prince, and I'll leave it at that. I also love Whitney Houston. I'll leave it at that. I love Mariah Carey. I will listen to Rihanna over Beyonce any day. Now, I didn't say dance to, listen to. Now, Rihanna is not as good of a singer, vocalist as Beyonce. In fact, when Rihanna started singing, Rihanna was tone deaf. It sounded like to me, but because of what Rihanna is singing, for whatever reason, her vocal, her cadence, her vocal, and her approach make me listen to her more than I listen to Beyonce. Her voice is a more quality vocal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
I think I just gave you 5.
4.
4. Ooh.
Oh, is it that 5?
Well, it's hard. Okay. So what I would say is for timbre purposes, Lauren, you know, there's a quality to her voice. I'm keeping it relative. I'm not going new, not going old. I'm just going. There's a raspiness to her voice. So I listen to women. Mariah's one of them. I have a very raspy voice. I'm always very like, since I was a kid, I was always very stuffy and sniffly. Like I'm, you know, like singing for me is a luxury. In the sense that like for whatever reason, I'm able to sing well, even though I'm always scratchy, I'm always raspy. Half the time I don't have a great speaking voice. Not great, but you know what I mean? Like Lauren Hill is one person who, when she is not at her best, I love her voice even more. Like when she's worse, when she's angry, it doesn't matter. Her voice, the quality of her voice is increased. It's weird, and I love it.
No, I feel that. That resonates with me with her voice for sure. Like the more she tried, when she got into that place where she was like, "I'm not trying to be perfect anymore."
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, it added a whole nother layer and level and like richness to her voice. That was like crazy.
And she's someone that, I mean, I look to her a lot, and as crazy as people think that she is, I really could care less. That need to be perfect was me all day long. You know, I had to wear the perfect thing, look the perfect way, sound the perfect way, like, or else I was failing. If I missed a word at my shows, I cried for days. Like it was, you know, when you're a perfectionist and you have other issues working. You know, I have all those issues that come with perfectionism, like, you know, those little idiosyncrasies and whatever. I got all that shit. So one little failure is like a mountain, you know. And so when Lauren went there, I was like, oh, thank you, because
Right.
I feel like you're human. Artists aren't allowed to be human.
Yeah, that's real.
We're
I
not.
agree.
That's
You
real.
can't have a bad day. You can't be hoarse. You can't. You are not allowed to have a bad day.
This is very true. Very true. All right, so kind of piggybacking a little bit off that question, this may be a person in it, but hypothetically speaking, question number one: if you could do a duet with someone, who would it be? It can definitely be somebody that you just spoke of, or maybe it's somebody different. Again, they can be past or present. Doesn't matter. If you could do a duet with someone, who would it be?
Kanye West.
Okay. Tell me more.
Kanye is my spirit animal. Not to call a black man an animal, because I have a whole issue about that. But in terms of the term spirit animal,
Yep.
love or hate him, I think he's a genius. I think that he does what Diddy. I shouldn't say this on camera, but I'm going to. He does with artists what Diddy would like to say that he does. Like Diddy makes people famous. He doesn't make people good.
That's real. I hear that.
That was
I
awesome.
hear that. No, it's real. Kanye is
No,
like
it is. That's what's
when you
awesome.
think about producer for real, what that title was at one point, like he does that. He goes in. He knows the music. He knows like melodies. He can understand like how to fit an artist. Like his music fits the artist he's working with, not the other way. Like I'm going to get a Kanye sound. It's more like he crafts to fit the person. I think Diddy is a great like
Moneymaker.
let me come in when it's 90%. It's like 90% done, and he's like, you know what would take it there? Add this symbol right here and add some reverb, and like that's Diddy. And it is what it is. Like it does take a certain ear and talent to be able to hear that. So I want to take what he does is what he does, but Kanye is definitely a different monster when it comes to that.
Yeah, I mean, I just imagine what I love to do with my voice and in his brain. Like I watch a lot of Kanye videos, like people things out of pocket, like his studio videos. Like I pay attention. He's not out of pocket. He's smarter than most people, and it really sucks. I mean, yeah, out of pocket, but it really sucks when you're smarter than people and you're trying to explain things to people. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's not going to make any sense to them, and you're going to drive yourself crazy. And so I would love to be in a room with him, because I'm not Kanye genius, I don't think, but I know what my issues are, and I know that like from someone that also has a hard time explaining things to people from where she stands, but I can see all the things. Like so I'm synesthetic. I have synesthesia, which looks like Pharrell, like seeing sounds, and it's like cool and not cool, because number one, no one believes you. Number two, no one believes you. Number three, no one believes you. Number four, it's not fun. Like it's not like this like magic trick that I do that I can turn on and turn off. But when you get into a room with someone that understands it, like I worked with a producer, John Lane, where I could come in, I would come in just like I'm so frustrated. I've been to 4 studios, and like no one understands what I want. And John would be like, well, just tell me how you tell me. And I'm like just like blue at first, and then like it'll be like sky blue, and then like fuchsia comes in, and then like hot pink, and like I'm like, but no one gets it. And like 15 minutes later, boom, it's there. Like he knows. And I'm like, and it's not. And it sounds like you're crazy. I'm like, but now like the hot pink is coming in, but like it's more red or something. I don't know. It's like hotter or something. You know what I mean? Like I talk, and people will look at you like I feel really, really naked right now. You're just saying that out loud, because most people don't even know that about me. But you feel. I mean, there are times in the studio where I just get like I'll break down, and I'll just be like, I just. But because he would get it.
Yes. No.
Well, I think
it's totally right.
You say what?
I said to pull it back in. That's a Kanye.
No, I think it's dope that you said that. I mean, it just leans to the creativeness of it. Not everybody's creative, man. As much as we would like to think that is the case. There's people who just do certain things because maybe they're trying to get a response, or they're trying to get a follower or follow a trend because that's what they feel that the world wants. Whereas somebody like you or Kanye, they just put art into the universe. You know what I mean? And just let it be, you know, and
Kanye's album was due on the 6th or I don't even know when. And he's like, I don't care. Like same with Rihanna. It's like, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I was unaware that, excuse me, am I allowed to say that my ball sack was being held by your hands and dragged across the world. I don't feel like putting music out right now. And I'm not them, but Allison, you're wasting your Ace. Sorry, you're wasting your talent. Why don't you have music out? Have you seen the world? It doesn't feel good out here. You know what I mean? Just so y'all know, as an empath, it doesn't feel good to make music, just to make other people feel good. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, that's real. Like, and the fact that you put it that way, like, ties it into, like, you know, even like Simone Biles, who stepped away because she was the same thing. Like, I don't want to go out here and win this gold for y'all. This was supposed to be for me. Like, and y'all mad at me because I said basically, like, mentally I'm not here. I get punished for that.
This is why I'm not famous. I would have told everybody to suck my non-existent dick. Like straight up. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, none of y'all are bleeding. None of y'all know. I've been the face of this and the face of that, and I'm struggling. I'm fuck you and your mother. Like, you know, like.
Exactly.
The thing about, and I know that we're getting off topic, but it's relevant. Black women that are great, like, we're all great as people, but great, and I am a great Black woman, so I'm going to put myself in the category. The pressure to be greater than you already are to please other people. And in the end of the day, it barely pleases you, pays your bills. The limits a little different, but it wasn't paying her bills all the weekends when she was struggling, you know, in high school. It wasn't bill paying. She was doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Where is the space in the world where a Black woman can be great? Because that's how she was fucking born. But if she chooses to put down that whole package and not do any of that shit, it's okay. Because who in the fuck can I be great for myself? Greatness to me today was sitting in my house alone, silently, not making music, not answering my phone, not worrying about anything I didn't have to worry about as a Black woman, not taking care of nobody else, not doing nothing else. I sat in this house silently all day. Someone would say that I wasn't being my greatest self. Why should we care?
Right.
So, you know, Simone, Sha'Carri, Allison, Ace, whoever the next Black woman is, we aren't here to serve you. We're here to live.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, all right. So, look, I'm gonna. All right. So, Donnie, pop up this picture real quick, Donnie. This goes with this next question. Where does your sense of style and fashion come from? Like, I just had to take a couple examples to show, like, you definitely, like, the style is there. Like, it's so many different looks, so much fashion sense. Like, where would you say this comes from?
When I was young, I was always into, like, dress up, and, like, I always, like, wanted to, like, so my dad would bring me back. My dad used to travel a lot. My mom was a single mom, and my dad would travel a lot. And when he would travel, he would bring me back a doll from every country he would go to. And but not a doll you would play with. Display doll. And all the dolls had, like, you know, different clothing. And every single doll he would bring me out, be like, mommy, we have to find, you know, my size equivalent. You know what I mean? Or she would make it or whatever. Like, you know, I would wear, you know, like, I wanted the wooden shoes from the Dutch shoes. You know, I had some. I wanted, you know, slippers from China. I got them. I wanted all of those things. Like, anything that any country my dad went to, I wanted it. And so when I started dressing myself, it's like to be dressing, I always wanted to be different. I got to a space where I was so different than everyone around me anyways. And I'm like, well, damn it, I might as well just push it to the limit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to wear J. Crew. I don't want to wear Banana Republic. I don't want to tell I was going to like this. That it was Banana Republic Gap. You know, I don't know, those stores, whatever. And I was into it for so long, but I felt like I looked like everybody else, but I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't feel comfortable in most of the clothing, and then I got into like clubbing and stuff with my Black friends, and they would wear like the cute clubby dresses with like the Louboutins, the red bottoms, and whatever. And so I would dress like that, and I didn't feel comfortable. I felt like I was trying to be something I wasn't. Like I just never felt comfortable with my friends. I remember putting on dresses, going to clubs all the time, and just being so sad because like I don't even feel pretty, And then my friends moved away, and I didn't have a group. And I just started going out and the way to get me out of the house for myself was fun with clothes. I would take out an outfit, and I would say, okay, today, normally like purple doesn't go with orange. Wear purple and orange. Like force yourself to go out wearing purple and orange. And I would do it, and I would get 50 compliments. And I'm like, oh shit, that's a thing. And so then I was like, okay, like. Olive green doesn't go with, and I would like, I don't know, like in my mind, I'd like put it together, and then I'd be like, fuck it, walk out the door. It just helped to give me confidence in a period of time. Right?
Yeah.
So now it's just a thing.
It's a whole thing. It's I feel like it's this other like creativity thing that comes out, right? Like it's like almost art in itself. That you're able to kind of go out and step out. And like you said, it's confidence, it's bold, it's I'm gonna do this. Maybe orange and purple don't normally go together, but for me they do. You know what I mean?
And I think for a lot of women, like I'm not a super effeminate woman. I'm getting back to it. I was a really effeminate kid and teenager and really prissy and like hair, nails, everything did. But then I went through a trauma, which I don't even want to talk about, but I went through a trauma and I didn't want to be seen anymore. I was in the public eye. So I started wearing really, really big clothes and I was really, really tiny. For whatever reason, that garnered attention. Like it was like, oh my God, like I'm wearing a double extra large, double XL sweatsuit to go to this studio session because I want to be wrapped in my blanket. Glad y'all think it's cute, but I literally just want to be at home in my bed, and I would put the hood on like an Ewok, and like all of it. I would get compliments, and so I think it just became a thing where like I started challenging myself to be able to go out and dress differently, and now it's normal. Like I change probably like 4 times a day, and I might not have anywhere to go. Like if I have to go to the grocery store, but then maybe I have to go to like a meet and greet or like before pandemic, like whatever. Like I will literally I'll just change because I have so much that I want to change into.
Got it. All right, so we've hit hypothetically speaking question number 2. If they made a movie about your life thus far, what would the title be, and who would you want to play you?
Wah ha 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 would be the title of my movie. And who is small and cute?
Who you got?
I don't know. Whoever the newest, smallest, cutest actress is, who is she? Yes, her.
There it is. We're gonna leave it out there. Whoever the smallest, cutest, newest actress is, that's who it is.
And she gotta be black.
And woo ha 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 ha.
That
And all right, cool. All right, so this one is definitely one that we try to throw out there to all of our guests. Maybe sparks conversation sometimes, not so much. But let's see. What's one not so popular opinion that you have? It can be as serious. It can be as light as a hot dog with a sandwich.
You don't even have to give. I already know that if men want the pussy, they have to court.
Wait, what? Say it one more time for me. Let me write this one down.
One more time.
If men want the pussy, they need to court. Is a very unpopular opinion, and people do not like my opinion. But then they do not get to like my vagina because I just don't think that I hate dating in this. I hate dating 2021. I think it's trash. I think that the value of women is trash. I think the value of men is trash. I don't give a fuck how much money you make. That does not make you a high value man. I don't give a fuck how much money you make. That does not make you a high value woman. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, people are missing souls. And, like, I can't. Bleh. So my opinion is, in order for you to get the treasure, you have to go on the hunt.
I'm not mad at it. I think that makes sense. Like, it's weird that is not so popular opinion, but I definitely understand why you say it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that makes sense. I think if you want the treasure, go on the hunt. Like that, I don't know. To me, that should be a norm. Like that should be like everybody should think that way, but it's definitely not. Like, you're absolutely right. It's not something that people think.
Yeah, I think a lot of these men and women, like, and I'm not going to just say it's the men, because women do it too. If you take me out to dinner, so I'm used to a certain standard, and it's not like I'm a spoiled brat. I'm used to it from my father. Like, it's like that's what I'm used to. So automatically, like most of my dating life, I've gone backwards because I know that most men growing up into the age that we are now could not do for me. Like, we're not going to the Palm on a Tuesday and spending $300. Like, you know, maybe my dad was, but we're not doing that. So I didn't expect that. But these motherfuckers think that if they take me to motherfucking Victory on 14th and U,
you know what time it
is. We tip drilling later on that
night. Taking you places, meeting people.
The depth of my existence, the canal that bursts babies into the world, like literally has been dumbed down to your seafood tower.
Wow.
No, I can't. And it might be why I'm single. Like, it could very well, like, I mean, you follow my stories, Nicholas. Like, you know, I'm by myself a lot. Like, I chill by myself a lot. I didn't used to be that way. I used to situationship myself to death. I used to WYD pop up on not any man, but you're seeing a man, or you're seeing two men, or you're seeing three men, because these days, who the fuck knows what the fuck going on with anybody? And I got to a point where I was like, I am giving away my energy and getting literally nothing back in return. Like, nothing. It's not that you're not giving me your time or your presence, but that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not present with me as a woman. And what men are failing to realize, and not every man, but a lot, is that I don't care. Of course, I care what you look like. That's the first thing. And I care. But you have to sustain. I have to get to know you. I have to trust you. I have to feel safe with you and continually safe with you. Like, and the reality is, a lot of what men expect, they're not providing. Not all men, but in my case, they'll expect. Like, I want peace. I expect a woman to be able to take care of home. I expect. Not wanting from me in particular, but these are things that they want out of a relationship. I'm like, but hold on. So I'm supposed to cook, clean, be your piece, be your turn up, be your turn down, raise your fucking kid, pop it on a handstand, tip drill, suck your dick because I don't feel like fucking all the time. Like, you know, like, there's a list of things I have to do in order to make it clear for you not to trade me in for something younger, something, you know, whatever it is as men do. Where is my safety net? I don't know yet. So you have to court me to get there.
That part.
You don't come with a safety net label on your forehead that says, no, I promise I'm gonna keep you safe as a woman. Not safe physically, but just safe as a human being. You're not telling me that. You think that ordering a fucking meal that came out of a frozen truck that traveled across the goddamn country to bring the food to the restaurant, you think that shit is more valuable than me? Boy, fuck you.
Hey, you heard it right here. Two Flew West, not so popular opinion, which shouldn't be, but you real. And I think you explained it like totally clear.
It need to be said.
Like, yeah. Yeah.
The way it needs to be said it too, because people are sensitive, man, and they
I'm not a gold digger. I'm not one of these pick me's. I don't even know what a pick me is. Like maybe I'm aging out of like the lingo. I don't know. Please pick me. Like, do we not want to be picked? What the fuck are we here for? Sorry. I mean, like maybe that's not the right terminology. But everyone, bitches. This is how I see it. Bitches are here to be bad. Niggas is here to be boss. Everybody trying to have fat. Like, what in the fuck is anyone talking about? We came here to procreate and continue life. And all the other shit that y'all are doing is just decoration for the wall. You know what I'm saying? But everybody is like, you know, like what I have on, what you have on, what you have on. It's all to attract me, you, and you. The way you wear your hair, the way you wear your hat, the way you whatever. It's all to attract things. So we know that working on doing that. Why do you think that your bucket hat, your chain, and your t-shirt is enough for me to go, oh my God.
Hey, real talk.
It's just enough. For women, like, why do we think that just because we're pretty, that's enough to sustain y'all? Like, I'm a bad bitch, so he better trick bands on me. Have you not looked at the population of the world? There are a lot of bad bitches out here, bitch. Like,
right. Facts.
I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. I'm gonna give you your proceeds for that too, by the way. Verbatim.
Facts. Well, listen,
Ace Ono.
Listen, we already in good conversation mode, so we're just gonna keep it going with this 2 cents. We're gonna get your 2 cents on these topics I'm about to give you. This is one I've been asking a lot of people, and I've had like a lot of conversations. Me and Donnie had it, me and my wife had it, like friends, like, what is good communication? What is it? What does that mean? Good communication.
good communication. I would say that good communication is communication between two people that makes sense and is respectful and respectable to both parties. I don't think the definition of what good communication is across the board. Like the dictionary definition, there was a good listener. I don't think that's the thing. I think it's whatever you and the person to whom you are speaking, when you're having a conversation, if they feel supported, heard, understood, respected, and that you're giving them and they're giving you the space to feel understood, heard, and respected, all of those things. I have not always been a good communicator. I am someone that has abandonment issues, and so I have that whole fight or flight thing. So if we're arguing, let's say, I start speaking. I don't listen. I don't try to be right as in no, you're wrong. But I'll be but because I just want you to hear me and accept me. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for acceptance. That's a flaw. That's not good communication. It's not malicious, but it often means that the person I'm talking to doesn't feel heard. So I hear that in my relationships. I've heard that, and I'm every time it happens, I'm like, "Yo, you're a terrible listener. All you do is fucking talk." And I'm like, "No, but I'm just trying to get you to understand how much I love you." Well, you're not listening to the person. They're telling you what they need.
Yeah. And it's funny. This conversation originated after watching. Did you see the movie Malcolm and Marie?
Yeah.
Did you watch that movie?
Yeah.
So this is where it originated from, because this whole movie about them going back and forth and having this argument, conversation, whatever. And it was just was that good communication? No. Because at the end of the day, they both understood the point. But I think you brought it up, like you said, it respectable of the person is a big part of it. So I've heard that kind of go around, as a piece of it. No, you can't.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying. No, go. You got it.
I feel like in that film, So two things I felt. I saw so much of myself in Marie. Like when I watched the film, I got so angry watching that film. Because there's just so many times where I have, my mom says something to me often that it's such a compliment, but I hate it. She goes, "You're always the light in the room, and all you ever want to do is give it away." Well, in my relationships, I'm never the light. In my relationships, even if I am the light, I fall back for the person that I'm with because I hate the idea that someone would think that I try to take up too much space in the room. But what that does often is allow men that I date, not all of them, but a good number of them, to do what Malcolm does and to kind of trophy me. And the rudeness that comes out of being trophied sometimes is like, did you really say that out your mouth? Like, do you really think, people? I have to be careful. I am not the prettiest woman in the world. I'm also not the ugliest. But one thing that I know is that people that have been given, and this is when I say it's sensitive, but people don't like this topic, but it's very honest. When you look a certain way, and this is an ugly topic, you're given a ticket automatically to a lot of stores that people often are given, and it's not fair, and I don't like it. I have been lucky, and I've gotten a ticket. That ticket will get you in the door, but then you have to remind people that you belong in the door. But they don't want you to belong in the door. They want you to be decoration on the wall. And with Malcolm and Marie, she was perfect for him as decoration on his wall. So she had a brain and thoughts and opinions. And the only time that she wasn't acceptable to him is when she expressed them. Think about how that, that's abusive. If I'm only acceptable to you when I don't express my feelings, then you don't love me. You love me that makes me feel good when I'm feeling good about you. And that's been so much of my life. So that film, communication. I know how to. My dad's a narcissist. I love him. Sorry, Dad, but my dad's a narcissist, and so like a baby. And so I know how to deal with that. You know how to shut the fuck up, and you know how to be the perfect decoration on any wall. But you also know, and my dad respects me as much as a narcissist would respect anybody. I mean, narcissism is what it is. And I don't mean any disrespect to him, but it's just what it is. What you learn is people don't even realize that they're not communicating well because they think that because they're talking calmly, that they're communicating well. That's one thing in that film that drove me crazy. The calm voiced disrespect. Because I am so well versed in it that I'm like, this polite rude bullshit. Like I am not like, and then when he piped up, I'm like, I would have hit him with a saucepan because at this point she's losing her soul draining out of her. It's a film, obviously, but I've been there so many times in the pretty dress. Fuck that. It's never been a super pretty dress. These days won't take me nowhere. But you feel the same thing. Like I felt. You feel the angst. You feel the sadness. You feel the lack of connection in a calm room with communication. Communication isn't good.
Right.
I think that entire film was about two people that loved the idea of who they thought the other one was going to be, but didn't take into consideration what that would look like as fame and life and whatever came about. I've always dated. This is touchy, but it's real. Men in the public, all of them, whether it was in acting or in music. And I am someone that is I know what it takes, in this arena to be with a guy in this arena or in entertainment in general. One of the things it takes is silence at times when you don't want to be silent. And that's not fair or fun, but it's what it is. But when you get home, if you don't feel the love and appreciation tenfold that the world gives that person in public, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So communication to me, listen, I done taken care of more entertainment boys than, you know what I'm saying? And the egos are just flagrant, man. It's like you swear to God, like I'm not more talented than you, first of all. And I'm speaking to not women I dated, any of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm cleaning. My love language is care. So Ace Ono, the artist, that should not be cooking or lifting a finger for any fucking body, because if the world were the way it's supposed to be, people would be cooking and cleaning for me. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're talented the way you are and the way I am, we should not be we should be all over the world, is basically what I'm saying. But we're not. And so, you know, I'm cooking and cleaning, you know, I'm scrubbing things, and I'm doing things the way a little woman would do. The communication then should be, even if it's tacit, this is how I'm communicating with you, so you communicate your love language back to me the way I need it to be. I don't need to be, you know, in your face all the time, whatever it is for you. Like, for instance, entertainment. If we're in the same room, I don't need to be in your face the whole time. Damn sure everybody feels stupid, but when you get the fuck home, it's not about you no more.
Yep.
That persona that you are out there, leave that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in him when he come in his house.
That's real. That's real. And I think a lot of people fall if you are in fame in those positions. I think a lot of people do fall that way, especially if their spouse or partner isn't like even like in that same realm as them. I think you see a lot of breakups because people tend to forget when they get home, right? Like you, especially the ones that's been there. Like it's very, you know, people who push through and can continue to keep the balance, right? And that balance is important about what you're saying. When you get home, yeah, you gotta take that off. Put that, leave that out. I get it. Like you said, sometimes I get it. You shining out here for this event, whatever. I get it. Got to do what you do. But when you get home, remember, like who we are, what it is, and even it back out. Or if not, even more for the other person who was there for you. Maybe you need to give a little more and don't balance it out because it wasn't balanced when you were out. So when you get home, maybe you need to make it unbalanced for them to show that appreciation.
The minute I step off of a stage, I become Allison. The minute. Now, if I have to mingle, I'm Ace. If I'm at a venue, I'm Ace. If my dude is in the room, the minute I step off the stage, I'm the baby, do you mean anything? But any minute before then is about me. My, you know, as far as communication, I think my biggest challenge has always been letting men know that just because you see me strong up there, I still need you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still, like, that's nothing. Like, that's just a fucking show. Like, that's literally, in fact, it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's portions of the truth.
Production. Yeah.
But it's production. That is not who I am as a person. So communication for me is number one, realizing that out the gate. Because in the entertainment industry, everybody wants that person. You want to date that person. And I'm sorry, I hate to tell you, that's a part of who I am, but you can't have her.
Right.
Yeah.
She belongs to the street. You like her because she's for the world.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. That's right.
You know, like she's not faithful to you. She's not loyal to you. She don't care about your feelings. That's not who you want. You want me.
Right.
You want her. But little do you know, she don't give a fuck about you. She'll eat you alive at your own craft.
Yeah.
She'll eat you alive at your craft. You know what I'm saying?
I would
so,
you.
Yeah.
So communication, to me, it starts with knowing who you're with to whom you are communicating.
Yeah, that's been a big part too. Yeah.
Who do you think you are speaking, or who in the fuck do you think you're speaking to? I'll be serious, because people really do talk to me like, in my dating world, I'm very docile until I'm not. So a lot of times I get run over a lot of times in my dating life, because I believe men should have what they want and do what they want. I firmly believe that, but I also believe that comes with an obligation, and a lot of times that obligation is not fulfilled. You gotta have the bag, you gotta have the heart, and you gotta have the respect. Move how you move, bro. Move how you move. You're a man of the world, whatever your industry is. Move how you move, but you better come with the bag. You better come with because I'm gonna do it. You better come with the bag, the respect, and the heart. So know who you're communicating with. I don't think there's any such thing as bad communication. I think there's people you're not supposed to be communicating with. I had I can't even call it a breakup, situationship, long-term one, where I got iced because the person said, no, when you're angry, you're an asshole, and I don't want to associate with someone like you. And he stopped associating with me.
Right.
But the reason why I was okay with that was it took everything in me to finally communicate my concerns. And when I wasn't worth being. So because you weren't the person I was supposed to be communicating.
Yep. You weren't supposed to be here anyway. It happened the way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
That part.
Got it.
Man, all these nuggets.
Hey, man. Listen.
All these nuggets.
People better be taking notes. I'm trying to tell you. Watch the replay if you missed anything. Nah. All right. Part B of this 2 cents.
I want to see how my skin look in the camera. Like, I'm kidding.
2 flew 2 cents. The B question is, what's more important? Financial stability or happiness?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Love the answer.
The funny thing is, I knew it was going to be a complicated answer. I knew it was going to be something that was like, yeah, I'm not answering that one.
No, I'm going to be real with you.
Both ends.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Go for it.
I don't know anymore, because financial stability is beyond necessary. You will be unhappy without money. But money destroys things and people. I know that firsthand. And so I don't know. Because, I think about it in reference to men. Okay. So I've dated 2 types of men. I've dated your high value man, those 6-figure niggas. And I've dated brokey. Like I'm using the terms that the internet uses. This is not me. 6-figure niggas, brokey. Brokey is attentive, affectionate. He might not be able to, like, I don't know, go to La Vie or go to, Thing and Olive or Ruth Chris or whatever is cute shit, Ocean Air, Ocean Prime. Mm-hmm. But he'll lay in bed with you and rub your feet and kiss you on your forehead for no reason. I'm not suggesting that 6-figure nigga won't do it, but 6-figure nigga don't have as much time. 6-figure nigga is busy doing a lot of other things. Also, 6-figure nigga don't have a lot of tolerance for anything that he doesn't want because he's a nigga. So if 6-figure nigga doesn't want to go to the ballet, 6-figure nigga not going. 6-figure nigga will pay for you to go, but 6-figure nigga not going. 6-figure nigga will pay for you to go to the mall and get whatever, whatever. And he'll pay for you and your girls to go out to eat that night, but he won't be present. 6-figure nigga got you kitted out, and hopefully you 6-figure kitty too. So now y'all got 12 figures, and everybody. But you're not gonna see when you're financially happy. I don't give a fuck what anybody posts on Instagram. There's not as much time And there's a lot of other funny business shit that go on in the financial stability world than in the happiness world. Take a nigga track a lot of different things.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real. That's real. It's a concept.
More often than not has crazy good dick. This is real. Crazy good dick. But if y'all are 50, 60, 70 years old and somebody gets sick, y'all just gonna die because there's not enough. You know what I mean? Like y'all were happy in love forever, but now there's no money to take care of each other.
Yeah.
So y'all got to hold each other like on the scene from the Titanic when the old couple was just laying in the bed about to drown together because they can't go nowhere. It's like, yeah. So like, I don't know. At the age that I'm at, I don't have children. I think about that all the time. You know, I'm like, was it better? Is it better for me to be happy or to have a ton of money? Right now, I would say a ton of money because I'm single and I am, you know, life happens. So fuck happiness, but also I am a pleasure seeker. Like literally, like I'm a walking pleasure seeker. Like if I walk down the street and there's like a furry wall, I'm going to rub it. You know, like
yeah.
That's who I am. There's not going to be a lot of instances of me choosing. Unfortunately, there aren't going to be a lot of instances of my choosing logic over emotion. But as an adult, you know, you have to.
Yeah.
So I don't have an answer to your question because I don't think either one is better. I think they're different.
Yeah. No, it was when I had the question, it was definitely one of those complicated, thought-provoking questions in the sense that, I mean, like you said, definitely finances or having a lot of money can ruin happiness, but also the lack of finances can ruin happiness too. You know what I mean? And I think, again, it's weird because it does sometimes feel like you have to choose, and the both and thing is rare, like where people are like killing it financially but also happy, or have happiness. And then I think it's about like how much, like what is like that definition of happiness. Does happiness mean I walk around 24 hours a day happy, or does every day I experience happiness? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think the goal is every day I experience some bit of happiness, because I think the fairy tales were lies. I think the things that they told us growing up are not true. I think, unfortunately, excuse me, in America especially, we don't live for happiness. Like, we live to work. And I think that we have this ideal in life and it's like, it's wrong. But I'm so tired of trying to convince everyone. Like, I think that we should be living way differently than we're living, you know, but I don't want to spearhead you guys, like, this is not why God put us here. Like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to spearhead that campaign at all.
I get it.
No, I've tried to spearhead a couple of campaigns in terms of like humanity. It's just like, humans suck, man. Like, you know, like I hate to say it like that and like be so negative, but humans literally are the most leeching, life-sucking, like, selfish, like, oof, yeah, like, we're beautiful, but we're really disgusting, you know. And so now these days, I kind of feel like financially stable, so I can get the fuck away from the humans. Like, that would make me.
I get it. Totally get it.
Free house. With my boo, with my boo, you know, they have amazing sex, eat really great fruit and vegetables all day long. Like, come on.
There it is, the life.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're about to hop into a quick game. We're almost at the end of the show, but definitely got to run you through our quick game of Two Flu Top 22. The way it's going to work, you're going to have 2 minutes to answer 11 different topics, with the STEM question being, what are your top 2 blank? So, Are you ready?
No.
It won't be bad. It'll be harmless. I promise you.
Gotta sit up for this one.
Here we go. What are your top 2 restaurants?
So I love Cheesecake Factory and I like Houston.
Funny movies.
No Strings Attached and Bridesmaids.
Game shows.
I don't watch game shows.
All right, sports.
Basketball, then football.
All right, amusement parks.
Tivoli Garden in Copenhagen and Kingsmead.
All right, holidays.
I love Christmas and my birthday.
Cereals.
It's a holiday. I like Kix. I like Kix and I like multigrain checks.
Vacation destinations.
I want to go to Morocco. And I want to go to Greece.
Board games.
Board games. Board and game.
All right, ways to relax.
Huh?
Ways to relax.
Bath.
What are your top
shower.
2 ways to relax? Got it.
Bath.
Things to pack when you travel.
Skittles. My makeup.
Animals.
Favorite animals?
Top 2 animals.
Puppies. Zebras.
Boom. You got it.
Huh?
With a whole,
I did.
you had a whole 2 seconds.
You got it right by the 1 minute.
Did
50, I mean, 1 second left and 56 milliseconds.
Yes.
That's like
you got it done.
So the theme
Yes.
of two blue west. See how I did that?
I see what you did there. You put
That's what it is. You see it? Dope.
You're my
All
dog
right,
games.
look. So, what's next for Ace Ono? What's coming up for you? What you working on? What's next for you?
Okay, so I'm finally back in the studio. I took a lot of time off. Depression was the reason. Yay, depression. And I'm working on a new project now. I'm 2 songs in, so we'll see how that goes. I'm a perfectionist, as Nick said, I don't put out anything. And so there's that. I have a lingerie line that is being worked on now. I have a trip coming up to go to the factory to see like everything that's happening with that. So I'm really excited, and there's a story behind that. I'm making lingerie for women, for all types of women, all body types. But the goal is to feel super beautiful in your own skin. I'm a trauma survivor, but someone that was always very effeminate underneath it all. So we're getting back to that and helping women feel as beautiful as things like inexpensively. And then let's see the other thing I have going. That's another thing. Those are the only 2 things I really want to talk about right now.
Okay.
Just honestly, the other thing that I have coming up, and this is just very real. I had a rough summer, family-wise. I had a lot of loss this summer. I think a lot of us have been going through loss during the COVID season. None of my losses, very luckily, and thank you God, have been COVID related. But I'm going to take some Allison time. Normally, I am always working on a project. I'm always involved in this. I'm always doing that. I'm always working with some entity or some collective. I still am, but I need some me time. And so I'm taking a little bit of time with a goal though. Like I'm not allowing myself to just not be productive. Last year wasn't productive at all. It was a dark year, but this year has been both dark and light. And I'm able to see projects, and I'm able to like ink times and know when I want to release things. And so now it's like a whole process and journey. Like my project, when it comes out, it's going to be like the breath of fresh air after the long haul.
Got it. Okay. And then our last question we always wrap up on is, where can people find you online?
I would say stick to Instagram for now. I get, Instagram is I am Ace Ono. My Facebook, I'm actually locked out of my Facebook, and for whatever reason, Facebook has not let me get back in there. Like they know that I'm locked out. So if someone's posting on my Facebook, not me. But so I wouldn't necessarily say to follow me on Facebook. And I would say not Twitter, even though my Twitter can be fun. Twitter is where I release my feelings. Like I write very eloquently on Instagram. My pictures are fun, but I am the type of person that posts for people that want, for people like me. My Instagram is not for everyone. My captions are too long. My pictures are too this or too that. Like I don't give a fuck. My Instagram is for people that want to understand me and people like me. That want to have, that are empathetic, that are kind-hearted, that are, that are just happy to be alive, but also realistic about what being alive looks like. That's what my Instagram is. And so I encourage people to follow me on my
Nice. Well, listen, that brings us to the end of this show, this interview. Like, I just want to say, Ace, Allison, like I appreciate you coming on. Like I tell you every once in a while, I send you a message or send a DM or like a comment to just tell you how dope I think you are as far as like just your talent, your artistry, your creativity. So you coming on and like just taking the time to talk to us, I really, really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to your project coming out. I'll definitely be looking forward. Definitely will cop it. But also happy to hear that you're going to take some time for yourself. Like that's necessary. That's needed. So definitely enjoy that and do whatever you need to do to fill your cup back up. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give you the chance to say any last words that you want to say, and then Donnie will take us out. I
just want to thank you guys for having me. I happen to get to know you all personally, and this is such an honor. Thank you very much, and I hope that you all have continued success with everything that you guys have going on. And then I don't know, it's just like it's great to see you all in this light. Like normally I see you guys in a studio when I've seen you, and so this is really, really, really great. And I wish you the best of success with this endeavor. Nothing else.
Appreciate
it. Yeah, I guess it's my turn. Look, Allison, I like to see you come full circle and become the powerhouse that you are. It's like I've always been enamored at what you put into the universe. It's funny, and I hope this is come across the wrong way. It's just so petite, but so robust of a voice. Like it's like you got a universal voice. Like it's just like you scream. It's in the heavens. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I always was fascinated with. I mean, even way back in the day when you guys were recording together. You know what I mean? But to see you do your thing and see all of the stuff that you've accomplished, your voice, what you stand up for, what you don't stand up for. You know what I mean? It's a blessing, man. And thankful to know that there's somebody like you out in the universe, man, that's doing what needs to be done and saying it unapologetically, because I can't agree with it more. You know what I mean? I really respect it. I respect your craft. I respect your talent, and wish you nothing as well but the best. And hope we can help you out. If it's necessary. You know what I mean?
I think we're going to do it for each other. It's like I'm excited to keep the relationship going.
Absolutely. If you come out to the West Coast, we out here. I'm in the Bay, he in LA.
It's the best coast.
Yeah. Indeed. So with that being said, we got to wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to Two Flu West. I'm Donnie B.GotDaBeats. It's my brother Nicholas Baker. Make sure you like and subscribe to Flu West. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you support Ace Ono. Follow all of the stuff that she's got going on, man. I'm truly a tremendous talent, tremendous person. Support Black talent, man, especially when they're as dope as Allison Ace Ono is. So make sure you like and subscribe. Tune in real soon. And I'm getting ready to let the planes fly. So we out. Peace.